If someone had told me I'd wake up on a dirty mattress in a foreign country, stripped of everything I owned, I would have laughed. I wasn't that kind of traveler. I planned every move. I was smart. That's what I told myself anyway. The passport bros, as they call us online. Men who travel abroad looking for love, peace, and better treatment. But nobody prepares you for the silent danger lying in wait for those who think they're untouchable. So, I booked a flight to Medellin. Cheap rent, good food, beautiful women. Everything the forums promised. When I landed, it felt like stepping into a dream. Music echoed through the streets, lights shimmered off balconies, and every smile felt like an invitation. That's when I met her. Her name was Camilla. Smooth accent, kind laugh, perfect English. We met at a rooftop lounge my first night there. She said she was a marketing student, part-time model, loved to meet new people. We talked for hours, and I couldn't help but think, man, this is it. She was different, or so I thought. The next evening, she invited me to a local bar, said it was her favorite spot. Real Colombian culture, she called it. I almost said no. Jet lag was kicking in, but her smile over text made it hard to resist, so I went. The place was dimly lit, crowded, with that low hum of conversation and reggaeton vibrating through the floor. She waved me over from a corner booth, already sipping a drink. "Try this," she said, sliding a glass toward me. "It's our specialty." I hesitated. The color was strange, pinkish, with ice melting fast. She laughed, teasing. "Don't worry, I didn't make it myself." I took a sip, then another. Sweet, strong, too strong. Minutes later, my head started to throb. My tongue felt thick, my hands numb. Camilla leaned closer. "Are you okay?" she whispered, but her face blurred and split into two. My body slumped against the wall. The last thing I remember was her voice saying, "Shh, it's okay." When I woke up, I wasn't in my hotel room. I was on a filthy mattress in what looked like a storage space. No windows, just concrete walls and a single hanging bulb. My pockets were inside out. My phone, wallet, passport, all gone. I staggered to my feet. My head was pounding, but one thought cut through the haze. Camilla. I stumbled out through a side door into an alleyway. Morning light stabbed my eyes. My throat was dry, my shirt torn. A local vendor saw me and called out, but I could barely form words. Later, when I got to the embassy, they told me it wasn't rare. Tourists, especially men traveling alone, were being drugged with something called scopolamine. The locals had a name for it. El polvo del diablo, the devil's dust. It doesn't knock you out, it makes you obey. You hand over your things, give up your passwords, walk like a zombie, smiling while you do it. When the drug wears off, you remember nothing. You just wake up empty. They showed me a list of similar reports. Same pattern, same type of woman. And the photo they slid across the table, it was her, Camilla. A file of aliases, different hair, different names. The officer leaned back. "She targets foreign men, easy money. You're lucky to be alive." Now, whenever I scroll through those passport bro videos online, the ones showing paradise and pretty faces, I can't help but think about how I got duped. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 14. Fathers can give their sons an inheritance of houses and wealth, but only the Lord can give an understanding wife. It was only our second date. He had suggested a nice restaurant on the edge of town. Nothing too fancy, but good food, warm lighting, and the kind of place where you can actually talk. His name was Steve. On our first date, he'd been charming, confident without being overbearing. So when he leaned back after dessert and said, "Want to take the scenic route?" I agreed. But I made one thing clear. "I'll drive my own car. I'll follow you." "Of course. No problem at all," he replied. We left the restaurant around 9:30. He pulled out first in his dark sedan, and I followed behind in my little hatchback. At first, it was fine. The city lights glowed in the rear view, and I told myself it was nice, even adventurous. But after 20 minutes, the road narrowed. The houses thinned, then disappeared. The radio began to lose signal. My phone screen showed one bar, flickering. Daniel's car never slowed. We took a sharp right onto a 2-lane road I'd never noticed before. No signs, no lights, just endless rows of trees swallowing the sky. I started to feel uneasy. I tapped the GPS. No service. I messaged my friend. Scenic route after dinner. Following him. We'll text later. But the message failed to send. I considered flashing my headlights, telling him I wanted to stop. But something in me hesitated. Maybe pride. Maybe fear of looking paranoid. After what felt like an hour, the road twisted sharply downhill. Steve's brake lights glowed like eyes in the dark. I gripped the wheel tighter, realizing I hadn't seen another car in over 30 minutes. The trees crowded closer. My own headlights barely pierced the black. That's when his car slowed, just enough for me to notice. He rolled to the shoulder, hazard lights flicking on. My pulse hammered. I pulled up a car length behind him. He stepped out, his figure silhouetted in the red glow. He leaned down slightly, gesturing for me to roll my window down. I cracked it just a few inches. "You okay?" I asked, forcing a laugh. "Yeah, just thought this might be a good spot to stop. Stretch our legs. Talk." The woods around us loomed silent. No sounds of crickets, no wind, just the tick of his hazard lights. My gut screamed no. I kept my hand on the gear shift. "I'm good, actually. Long day. Think I'll head back." The mask of composure faded, replaced by a tightening jaw and restless movements. "You sure?" he asked. "You'll never see a sky this clear near the city." I glanced up. The trees blocked everything. No stars, just darkness. I put the car in reverse, keeping my eyes on him. His smile faded completely now. He stepped closer, hand resting on my half-open window. That was enough. I hit the gas, swerving back onto the road, my tires kicking gravel. My heart thudded as his figure shrank in the rear view, swallowed by the red blink of his hazards. I drove until the bars on my phone lit up again. Only then did I pull into a gas station and finally exhaled. I called my friend and told her everything. When I checked the dating app later that night, Steve's profile was gone. No trace, not even in my matches. A week later, I received a text from an unknown number. "You should have stayed. The best part was just ahead." I thank God I didn't stay to find out. I ended up changing my number right after. Psalm 32:7. You are a hiding place for me. You preserve me from trouble. You surround me with shouts of deliverance. Selah.